Hi everyone, it's Lori at the Land of Color, and today on this video I want to talk about homeowners associations and the color guidelines that they put out for their association members to follow. I wrote an article about light reflectance value in 2005, somewhere around there, and that kind of started a whole trend in homeowners association color rules, and people started using light reflectance value as a data point for their homeowners to meet for choosing paint colors. So they would set, they set a LRV range from like 35 to 65, and if your paint color's LRV doesn't fall within that range, then the homeowners association's guidelines say that you can't use it. I get a lot of emails from actual homeowners saying these are the guidelines my homeowners association is giving me, but it's stupid because this is a perfectly fine color for exterior. Can you please tell me more about LRV so I can take this information back to the association board and kind of argue for my color, right? That's what people look for from me. The other people who contact me a lot about the article I wrote are the actual board members of the associations, because they're looking for more information about how LRV works, because they're often challenged by their homeowners to justify this set range of LRV that they've chosen for their guideline. So it's kind of the circular thing, and it's unfortunate because LRV was never meant to be used that way. I don't know who decided to pick it up and start using light reflectance value as a color rule instead of a guideline for homeowners associations, but it's not a good idea. And the reason why it's not a good idea and why it only half works, I will say that it half works, is because LRV speaks to how light or dark a color actually is. That's all LRV is about. Is the color a light color? Is the color a dark color? Is the color a mid-tone color? So if a homeowners association is trying to achieve a consistent community aesthetic that's all mid-tones, then yes, LRV is going to help you out there. But the part that people don't understand, or the part that's missing, is the chromaticity part, the colorfulness part. So you can have, it's possible to have a bright, vivid color, a bright green, with an LRV of 45, which, by the way, fits into most homeowners associations guidelines, but it's this incredibly bright green, ridiculous color that no one would ever in a million years paint their house. So we have to have a data point that is a control for colorfulness and chromaticity, and that is not what LRV is. A couple homeowners associations do understand that. They've gotten to the point where they understand that LRV isn't the be-all, end-all color data point that they thought it was going to be, and now they have color committees on the board, on the homeowner association's board, that it's up to this group of people to make the color judgment whether it's too bright or not. And that's a whole other bucket of worms and problems, because now this whole community is reliant upon the color acuity and color opinion of only 2 or 3 people. So then the question becomes, is there a data point for colorfulness and chromaticity so we can circumvent this subjective color judgment from just a few people? The answer is yes, there is. It is more complicated than the basics of LRV that I wrote about in 2005. It's something a color expert is going to have to help you with, and it's going to take a color expert who understands colorimetry and how to measure color and all of the math associated and surrounding those things to do it for you. There are some resources that are out there that are just kind of like go to and use them immediately, but you need, again, a color expert to explain to you how to use those resources, or you're just going to create another bucket of trouble. I used the word bucket twice, didn't I? Sorry. I guess we have a lot of buckets, lots of buckets of trouble. Or you're just going to make another bucket of trouble for yourself that you can't justify or explain. So I would, so what do you do? Where do you go? The other thing is, well, can you come out and measure a custom color for me? And the answer is yes. I have all kinds of little devices. Here's a node chroma with a big aperture. Here's another node chroma with a tiny aperture. Here's a NIX. Here's a NIX. These are all handheld colorimeters or spectrophotometers. And yes, I can come out and measure a color, and I can do the math and tell you what the LRV is of that custom color. I can do the math and give you a chromaticity data point that we can use. It's not a lab. These are handheld devices, but it's going to get you close enough so it's plenty reliable enough to do what you want it to do. But if you don't have your chromaticity guidelines in place, measuring the custom color, is kind of pointless, because so where does it fall? Does it matter? So that's what I'd like homeowners associations to do, is switch their philosophy from relying solely on light reflectance value. And we need to talk about how to include a data point for chromaticity, where to get it, how to be consistent about it, and how do we make it easy so everyone involved understands it and can use it. So you can email me, Lori at the Land of Color, and I'll give you more information on how we can work together to clear up all of this kind of murky gray area when it comes to an ideal color palette for your community. Thanks so much.